what would you say to someone who doesn't usually read novels, especially spiritual transformational novels?
I would say, have you ever read the Harry Potter series? And the reason I would say that is because what that did was it tapped into something that many people knew and thirsted for, but they didn't know how to actually put it into a context within their own life. And that pulled on so many archetypes within each of us that, like people that have never read before were lining up to get a book. Mm-hmm. And I think in terms of this story and this book, it has the potential to do the same.
How would you share this novel with a group of 7 people in your life?
It's an easy read, yet a deep one. The repetition that was so there to teach us, and then it hit me that, okay, take a step back, Michelle, learn, come into the moment and just let it be. Because we talk about scratching the surface and then really understanding, really embracing it and taking it in, and that's where I needed to be.
You know, it's funny, you talk about men and stories, and I think one of the things men miss the most, and that's why we don't read, we go to the movies more than, is that, like you said, the evolution of man is story, but it's cyclical. Stories create our adventures, and then our adventures tell our stories, and it just keeps going around. And when we stop telling the story, when we stop embracing the story, we'll lose our history, we'll lose our future, and we'll just be blindly, following the train tracks. No one steps off the tracks without a story, and there's no story if you don't step off the tracks.
I guarantee you're not living your life as fully as you want to.
And but it's a fairly new way of thinking. I've had these ahas. See, not everyone is capable of going in and connecting with that deeper part of themselves. So in the story form, it's like Gerry is able to open up the doors inside ourselves, and he invites us in. And we're able to go to places that we otherwise quite possibly could never enter into.
It almost takes the overwhelming, this is personal development, out of the picture. So it's almost like you don't realize that you're bettering yourself. Captivated me from the very first page.
I guarantee there's things that are passing you by.
The beauty of this type of writing, of combining insights and combining these concepts with a story, it has the ability to really open up the heart and make this more of a heart-mind connection. It is an incredible novel that he has put together.
But it was just so beautifully interwoven that you can't help but completely immerse yourself into it.
Relatability. Relatability. You can bring a story into your heart. Information tends to get stuck in your head. Everybody likes to hear a good story.
Whereas I think that there's something deeply profound about story and capturing spiritual teachings, especially in story form.
We love to read, and we love books, and I love actual books. I don't even like reading on a screen. My favorite place to be is surrounded by books. The best thing that you can do is connect to somebody else's story because you feel less alone.
I would say you have to read this. It's like a self-help, but so much better. So much better. You will actually get something from it. You won't. Me with self-help books, I read halfway through and then I'm done with it. I never finish them.
Slow down, pay attention, notice what's unseen, notice what's possible, and live a fuller and more authentic path.
How many doors it would open to people noticing their life and what's going on around them, and maybe what sparks the little light in the inside for them. I would love to read it again myself, and I think because every part connects to people at different parts of their life. So